It finally happened. It finally happened. Last Friday, I woke up 6 a.m. Probably like about 5 a.m. actually. Sometimes when I wake up at these times, it's just like, okay, let's just get going. Like there's no point in going back to sleep, waking up groggy. This is a solid time to maybe get something done. You already have something you want to do, go do it. So 5 a.m. I scroll through my phone for about an hour, just being, a lazy bum on TikTok. I go outside and then I start working. I was working on a little project, 6 a.m. going through. And then, I'm just thinking like, wow, this is a great time. This is a great time. In the morning when no one else is awake, there's no distractions. It's not as hot. You can wear a hoodie and some shorts and, make some coffee, chill, hang out. It's a good time. And then I actually got back in bed. I put my laptop on my lap and I was just working from bed because, slowly getting back to sleep eventually. And then a meeting gets scheduled on my calendar. So it's about 7:30 and a meeting gets scheduled on my calendar for 8 a.m. And I immediately knew that this is that call. This is that call. The meeting was labeled organizational update. And anytime someone, labels a meeting like that and it's only two people in the meeting, it's probably getting updated. In addition to that, I have heard about this call, right? I have heard stories about, what happens. What's the sequence of events when this event occurs, right? What leads up to it? How does it go down? What eventually happens? So sure enough, I knew I was getting laid off. So 8 a.m. comes around and I take the meeting from the kitchen. I just put on my headphones, a hoodie, whatever. There's nothing to prepare for, right? There's nothing to really prepare for. It's coming. You already know what this meeting is. And I was thinking about messaging someone, just being like, hey, do you know what this is about? But corporate mandates, corporation, whatever. There are rules in place to make sure that like people that you report to don't answer any of your questions on the day of this happening. So sure enough, I take the call and it starts with like a director, the director of your group, and they'll give you like the rundown. They'll give you the initial rundown. So they give you, basically the script. They are reading off of a script directly. This guy has never really spoken to me in my life. He's never talked to me. Him and I have never communicated at all. Whether it's my fault, his fault, whatever, I'm not going to be talking a lot of shit in this podcast because it's like, there's ways that these things come back to you. And as someone that's now looking for a job, I got to keep a low key little profile. You know what I'm saying? So they're reading off of a script. And then just like that, the HR person's talking. The HR person start giving you the rundown like, hey, you know what? Thank you for your time at the company. Oh, what did I do? Right? What did I say? What was my response to this script? Nothing at all. I literally was just, it's more disrespectful to myself to start being like, oh, but why? Like, oh my gosh, I'm so upset. Yeah, thank you. I had a really enjoyable time here. Because it's all bullshit, right? It's all bullshit. You don't want to get laid off. Not effectively, right? Like, you didn't wake up being like, man, I really hope this happens today. And then also, I don't know you. If it would be one thing if you had a manager that like really had your back and then there was just something that came down from above that was like, hey, we got to get rid of that spot. And it's not even in their control. So then, yes, you are like, hey, you know what? Thank you so much, blah, 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 blah. And then you go on your way. There's no fighting it, right? The same way that NBA players argue foul calls, you can argue all you want. The referee isn't going back on the decision. You just got to keep going. I understand you're pissed, you're upset, blah, blah, blah. You got to keep going. So like I said, it's all about balance. And so while this is happening, right, while this HR person's talking to me, you get that feeling in your stomach. And I always told Isha this. And a lot of friends where it's just like, I know that this event is going to occur. Eventually in my lifetime here in this role, I know that this event is going to occur. Whether it's this spring, this fall, next spring, next fall, it is coming. And it's so hard to actually no. It is you'd be almost silly. You'd be almost silly to believe that it may not happen, right? If everyone else around you, if you're in a company that's having layoffs ever so frequently, and part of your job is to view, how much your company did last week. How much did they do over the last month? How much did they do over the last season? What have the trends been? And you don't see anything positive, more than likely, things are just going to continue on as is. AKA, there will be more layoffs in the future. There have been plenty of doomsdays at this company, plenty of doomsdays. And I have honestly been like, damn, survived that one. Whew. And then you hear about the people they did lay off. Brother. When I tell you, we had someone at the company that won the NMG Best Award. That's like if you were still in high school and people voted you top cardinal, top student of the year type thing. The NMG Best Award. Probably 7 people in the whole company get this. And this one person won this award. That means, people voted on you. Oh, wow, this person shows exemplary leadership. They kill it at everything they do, blah, 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 blah. Oh my gosh, they're the best. 3 months after that, she got laid off. 3 months after that. Can I lean back? Oh, that's better. She got laid off. And so, in addition to that, the guy that hired me originally, who everyone looked to towards oh, this dude knows what he's talking about. He may be a little bit of a dick, but man, he knows what he's talking about. He got laid off too. So, you're not safe. You're not safe. And here's the funny part. This is how I knew that I wasn't fully gutted by this. I'm not going to, lie and say it didn't get a portion of me. But while the HR person's talking, here's what was unfortunate. The Mavs finals tickets went on sale. So this was before game 1, before game 2, and we're going to get to that. But the Mavs tickets had went on sale exactly at 8 a.m. So while this HR lady's talking about, hey, you know what, this is how your, enrollments are going to roll over. This is the type of severance you're going to receive. Literally, I'm staring at the screen and I'm just thinking, oh, wow, section 314 might be nice. Section 212 is also good for that price. What should I do? And that's the irony of it, where it's just like, I knew this event was coming. People kind of ask me that as I've been telling more people have been like, damn, did you see this coming? Did you see this coming? And it's just like, of course I did. And it's going to happen, right? Like I said, it's silly to think it's not going to happen, but it's just a matter of, I know when it does happen, it will feel like a punch in the gut. And it did. I'm not even going to try to front, act like some tough dude. But at the same time, it's just like, yeah, And so I spent that entire day just reflecting on it. The entire day. We eventually, so this is where things get a little crazy. So let me slow down here. Go back a little. It's all about balance. Thursday night, Mavs win. I think it's game 5 in Minnesota. And I literally posted a TikTok. Maybe I can attach it here, where I was just like, wow, is this what happiness feels like? I took a quote from The Pursuit of Happiness. And I was just like, oh my gosh, the Dallas Mavericks are going to the finals. I know that it was already, like a high percentage chance because they were up 3-0. But once it's happening, it's like, wow, this is actually going to happen. And I'm in the space of my life where I can now afford to go to these games, right? In 2011, I was in high school. I didn't know how to go to games. I had never gone to a basketball game, if maybe one. I'd never gone to concerts. I didn't know the way to get to these things. I didn't know about Ticketmaster. I didn't know about no StubHub. I don't even think those things were around. I didn't know anything about the box office. There was no routine of me asking my parents to go to certain games. That just wasn't part of me coming up. And so then that Thursday night, boy, I'm joyous. Oh my gosh, these tickets are going to be on sale. and then things balance out.